The man spent a fortune on a large spider, the latest addition to his collection of creatures, and couldn't wait to bring it home. Jack had always been fascinated by venomous animals, keeping a variety of them in his room, including highly toxic scorpions, grasshoppers, centipedes, cockroaches, and even the fierce poison dart frogs. Jack carefully took out the newly purchased spider to admire it, then prepared to settle it into a temporary home. He grabbed a shoebox, lined the bottom with a thick layer of tissues, placed the spider inside, and closed the lid. After completing these tasks, he couldn't resist kissing the box, planning to arrange a better environment, the presidential suite, for the spider when he returned that evening. Satisfied, he left the room to hang out with his friends. However, Jack was unaware that this action would bring disaster to the entire apartment. Shortly after he left, the spider quietly crawled out through a small hole in the shoebox. At this time, Jack was still out fooling around with his friends, completely oblivious to the changes occurring in his room. When Jack had had enough fun and returned home, he opened the shoebox only to find the spider missing. Assuming it was hiding under the tissues, he flipped through them one by one, but couldn't locate the spider. Picking up the box, Jack discovered a large hole beside it. Seeing this, he was immediately shocked. Looking around, he sensed a dangerous atmosphere permeating the room. If the spider couldn't be found, everything in the room would likely be ruined. Jack frantically searched every corner of the room, turning over every spot, but still couldn't find a trace of the spider. He truly had no idea what to do. Just as he was feeling desperate, he suddenly discovered that his prized insect specimens had been eaten by the spider. Jack realized this spider was no ordinary creature. He quickly threw the spider's cocoon into the shoebox and kicked it under the bed. Clutching his custom Nike shoes and pillow, he went to sleep in the living room. The next morning, instead of telling his family about the spider's escape, Jack headed to the community basement to deliver the custom Nikes to the boss. Seeing the shoes, the boss appeared very satisfied and promptly paid. At that moment, a hooligan who had always disliked Jack came over to cause trouble. He suspected Jack of dealing drugs, believing the shoebox contained white powder, as he thought a pair of shabby shoes couldn't possibly sell for so much. Jack and the boss didn't want to pay him any attention. The boss directly discarded the shoebox, turned to leave, then walked to the trash can to throw away the old shoes, eager to put on the new ones. Just as the boss was about to put on the new shoes, he suddenly felt something bite him inside the shoe. He immediately took it off and carefully inspected it. In that instant, the boss's face turned pale. He stared at the spider in the shoe, shocked, and hurriedly killed it. Then, he discovered the female spider had laid eggs in the shoe, and swarms of baby spiders began crawling towards him. These spiderlings started biting frantically. Yellow tears flowed from the boss's eyes as his skin began to rot. Poisoning symptoms rapidly spread, and his vision grew blurry. Although he desperately wanted to crawl out for help, it was too late. In the end, he collapsed to the ground, succumbing to the toxins, never to rise again.